rideshare drivers, public, Wall Street investors, we might just witness the highest stock price right now. We're on $40.95. I've just been watching this today, whoop, going all the way up. You know, Uber is making a lot of big promises. Let's hope they can keep them. All I can say is I know how drivers feel today, right? How they've felt for the last 1 to 2 years. And we will hold them accountable, right? I see 2020 as the year of major protests happening around the country. The fat cats are trimming, drivers back everywhere, trimming so that they can show more and more profits at the heels of the drivers, right? To show investors, hey, we're actually starting to make your money. And meanwhile, more and more dissatisfaction amongst drivers. In fact, Uber asked the California courts if they could delay the hearing, the AB5 hearing, by 2 to 3 years. What Uber is really trying to do is fatten up the coffers first, right? So that they don't have to deal with all of these headaches. Listen, all of these clouds, public, is the one thing you understand. You got to understand here, all of these gray clouds still lie over Uber's head. There are tons and tons and tons of lawsuits still coming, discrimination lawsuits coming, decisions in other countries, protests throughout 2020. I know that on February the 26th, the Dutch, the French, the Polish, the Belgian are striking. Yesterday, drivers were striking in Los Angeles. You can't just pretend and ignore all of these dark clouds over Uber. This may look good, right? Because they've made a ton of promises. Let's go over some of those promises that they've made here. You know, they want to start making profits way ahead of time, right? This is what they are promising investors. Uber makes opinion, great piece written by MarketWatch. Uber makes a lot of big promises for 2020. Now it just has to live up to them. What drivers are going to live up to the promise is that they're going to push the envelope. They are going to be out in the streets. They are going to be protesting. They are going to be striking. It's going to get ugly. You can't push your labor force down and put a lid on them and hope that they're going to shut up, right? You can't cut, go back on your mileage rates, do this to drivers, do that to drivers, and hope that the people that are bringing in the money, right, while you cutting. I'm just telling you the real black and white picture, right? That there are a ton of gray clouds still over this company, and the public and the investors might think, woo, great day. Stock is up to $40.94. Travis is probably having a nightmare tonight, right? Had I only hung in there. Had I only hung in there, says Travis. But I wouldn't get too excited, right? Derek K., you can make a lot of big promises, and Wall Street can react to these promises, right? You're on $40.94, right? You've put big words, big statements out there, but you're still going to get a lot of big words and big statements from the courts. You're going to get a lot of big words and big statements from drivers worldwide. Because 2020, in 2019, I know for a fact, we went striking peacefully. 2020, there's no more peaceful strikes. They're turning into protests, right? You cannot put the lid on the pressure cooker and keep all the drivers in there and keep their rates down, steal their referral dollars, take their monies, blame it on glitches, blame it on operational errors, just so that you can show numbers, right? And because the driver cannot really, take action, because they have their hands bound by this arbitration clause, right? Uber are withholding a lot of unpaid monies. There's a lot of money still owed to real drivers, right? And if you're cutting back the rates all the time, and you in no way or fashion are even trying to address your drivers, they're irreplaceable, and they're replaceable. We're a technology platform. They just fit in like puzzle pieces into this technology platform. They're replaceable. They're replaceable. See how long you can hold that pressure cooker down, right? Dara, see how long you can make the big promises and keep on holding the pressure cooker down. I think it's going to explode, that pressure cooker, in 2020, right? And it's getting crazy out there. I just made a video yesterday, and some people say, hey, you know what? I've gone real dark on Uber. No, I'm just keeping it realistic, folks. I'm reporting on real things that are happening here in the last year, right? Some of these drivers that I have kicked out of this channel, that have gone over to other channels and found refuge, right? They're happy driving along for these rates that suck. But people that know what the past was like, know what semi-good treatment was like, right? They're rising today because Uber is treating us like trash, right? Truly zero respect for their workforce, who's helping them drive their stock price up. Now, CEO Dara K sets a higher bar for expectations by moving up deadlines for adjusted profitability, promising better safety. Look, I've heard the promise from this guy. Here he is, right? I've heard the promise from this guy year after year that he's going to do big things on safety, right? What have you delivered so far on safety? People are still getting assaulted. People are still getting raped in cars. People are still getting shot or knifed in cars. What have you offered that is making the Uber environment safer, right? Or are you just trying to do the little song and the dance and the big promise to your riders and passengers, say, you know what, we truly care about your safety. It will be safer. We're doing a lot about it. I hope that all this money flowing into the company, even today, I mean, it's gone up 10%, folks, right? Dara, use those monies wisely, right? And start treating drivers better and start doing things about safety, right? Don't just take care of your greedy selves and start acquiring new companies. Focus on the company first, right? And then grow it. The way this guy works, the way this guy operates, I think they're going to say, hey, we've got a lot of money back in the coffers now. Stock's going up. Let's start buying again. Let's start buying, right? Let's start acquiring this company, that company, merging with this company, right? But they're not addressing the real issue. And the real issue, my friends, that pressure cooker, I think that I'm showing you, right? You can hold that pressure cooker down in 2020, but only for so long, right? You can only treat drivers poorly for so long, right? And the people that want to drive for the twosies and threesies, you can't change their minds. You can't change their mindset, right? They notice 2 years later, haven't really made much money and sitting there with a car that's run down, tons of miles on it with a lot of maintenance issues. That's when they wake up and say, oh my God, it's too late then. Your car's done, not really making much money. You've got to think smart into the future, right? Think business, treat yourself as a business, right? I am the CEO of my company. I have a car, that's my office. I go out there, my service is to drive people from A to B and give them platinum service, right? That's who I am, that's who you are, right? Now you got to start thinking like a business. How do I keep the prices down? How do I keep maintenance down, et cetera, et cetera? But if I have a company constantly working against me, cutting my rates. Again, Holland yesterday, I'm proud of the Dutch in Amsterdam. They went in front of the Uber hub and they scared the heebie-jeebies into that staff crew, right? Lighting up these pink flares, saying, hey, we've had enough. It's flaring over, right? Uber, again, lost more than 1 billion in the fourth quarter, as it has every quarter of its public life. But the loss was still smaller than analysts and investors expected. There was a big loss, but it was smaller than analysts and investors expected. Okay, before I jump into that article, before we go back to the floor on the stock exchange and see how the stocks are behaving, how are my peeps doing? Expert Choice is in the house. Stephen is in the house. I see Germany's in the house. Amy Montgomery's in the house. Tony Slaughter's in the house. Ed Stegelmeyer's in the house. Roland A's in the house. Senna Bobo's in the house. Mark Routen's in the house. Marcus Wood is in the house. And I appreciate you guys. And we got to really hold these guys accountable, folks. It frustrates me when they, you know, doing this well like today, and good for them, really good for them that the stock price is going up, right? But we need to see some of that, we need to still see some of that money trickling through. Jimmy T says, Jimmy T, I'm going to show it and I'm going to let the room decide if they're going to flush you. I'll let the room decide if they want to flush Jimmy T. Not a cool statement, bro. When we working so damn hard and we're fighting so damn hard for better pay, right? We shouldn't be driving minimum wages. And for some of the haters out there, I've read some messages yesterday, vile messages, right? That, for example, say, I don't drive, all I do is badmouth Uber, all I do is collect referrals. Let me just say, I have 10 ways I monetize this business. Not all 10 ways will always function well every day, right? Sometimes you see losses on this side. Sometimes you see a decline in earnings on this side. Sometimes I have to load the chips up on this side to make more. But I make money because I treat myself as a business. So for the people, the naysayers that say to me, oh, he's just bashing Uber and he's unhappy with Uber. I make good money, folks. I make good money with YouTube. I make good money with referrals. I make good money with fleets. I make good money with leases. I have different companies that are registered with different fleet owners, right? Different codes, et cetera, right? So I treat this as a business. I'm not here in Mickey Mouse, Disneyland, trying to collect onesies and twosies and try to put my puzzle of life together. No, I've been there, done that, right? So for the haters out there, you know, usually you start hating when you're extremely, extremely jealous, right? There was a video yesterday made by an individual, and it's because somebody got under his skin. It's because another YouTuber is kicking his ass in the earnings department. It's because another YouTuber is kicking his ass in the subscribers department. So you lash out. So why would you lash out and spend all that energy and all that hatred and all that time bad-mouthing others? Concentrate on your damn self, man. Go and figure out how to make money for yourself versus bashing other people, right? You spend so much time over here in the hatred department that your financial department is lacking, right? You spend so much time here in the jealousy department, right, that you don't have the time to build up your own self or your own company. Got to balance things in lives, folks. Marcus Wood, get him out of our house. Bitter. Auf Wiedersehen, Jimmy. Okay, I got the Jimmy got the royal flush. Where is he? Flush, 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 flush. Jimmy gets the flush. Firstly, Jimmy, this is Jimmy. What are you doing, Jimmy? I'm going to put him down there for a second. Jimmy. There we go. I don't want to touch him with my hands. I do not want to touch Jimmy with my hands. Flash, flash. Now that was an easy one. Went down the first time. So, good riddance. Got rid of Jimmy Bob. Jimmy isn't funny in the rideshare world. Jimmy isn't funny in the rideshare world. All right, guys. Oh, looks like Jimmy the turd re-emerged. There we go. Should be gone now. Good. So, most important, Khosrawi promised that Uber had changed its spendthrift ways in 2019. He promised that Uber has changed its spendthrift ways in 2019. Why don't you make a promise to the public and to Wall Street and to the financial world that you're actually going to treat your labor force good in 2020, right? Versus, hey, we made changes to our spendthrift ways in 2019 and would achieve profitability at the end of 2020 on an adjusted basis, of course, right? Ahead of the previously set schedule in after-hours trading, Uber shares jumped more than 5%. I'll tell you what, it's up 10% right now. Actually came down a little. When we started the feed, it was at 4.9. It dropped down to 4.54. To me, these results are validation of the strategy we set in 2019. Khosrawi said in conference call Thursday afternoon, we'll continue to relentlessly execute our plans for each of our businesses in 2020. So to me, these are the results. The results are validation of the strategy we set in 2019. Derek K., let me ask you, what is your strategy for drivers? Right? I haven't heard it. Right? What is your strategy for better pay? What is your strategy for better treatment for the people that make you the money, right? Because it can go horribly, horribly south in 2020 because the protests have started, right? And I truly think we need to take to the streets and ramp it up, folks. I have a lot of organizations contacting me and say, hey, give us a voice, help us rally people. I'm going to do that. That is my duty in 2020 until these guys hear us, because their validation of their strategies are all just based on cost cutting, right? Cutting back on our earnings to look better to the outside world. Marco Velasquez says, I don't believe in these companies. They are like the GOP. Okay. Jason Ferris, are you buying? No, I'm not buying. I have some stock of both, but I'm not buying further. I cannot buy until things change. It's not really about make the money and making money out of them. It's about, this is not a market watch live stream. This is not a financial advice Uber stock live stream. This is a community of drivers. I built this channel around drivers, right? Drivers who definitely deserve more money, right? That's how I built my channel, right? Giving a voice to people that wanted to express something, using my voice for the things that Uber has done to me. Uber owes me a lot of money, right? And in fact, screenshots and everything, we paid him. But the money didn't end up in my account because they think they have a law in place that when they terminate, you have several accounts, fleet accounts with different business partners. This is a message I'd actually like to send to Geo. Stop wasting your time hating, right? And trying to figure out, right? Go out and make money. Start bashing on other people who are making money and who are kicking your ass in the subscriber department, and there's several, right? I don't see his subscribers growing. All I see is vile hatred from Geo, right? Has he ever registered an LLC? Has he ever owned a corporation? Has he ever formed different partnerships, right? Or shut a partnership down or shut a corporation down because it wasn't functioning, right? But to sit in the car all day long, spitting venom, right? Where you could invest that time and look into, hey, how do I form an LLC? How do I build out fleets? How do I do this, right? And I made a video coming to his side after he got deactivated, right? I have sent this character a cease and desist 2 years ago, right? Carries on, not knowing that his actions are actually in violation of his cease and desist. And if I want to act on it, which I can, depends on how vile or how toxic he becomes, you have 2 years of damages that you can go after this guy, because he acknowledged that he received the cease and desist from me 2 years ago. But he continues to spit venom against everyone because his subscriber base is not going up. He's spending way too much time bashing other people that are kicking his ass, right? Because they got under his skin. Rideshare Hub, whatever his name, Dylan is, who cares who this guy is? Let him go and make his money. He'll figure it out himself. Good karma, bad karma. Maybe bad karma comes to him, maybe good karma. But don't, Gio, let me give you some advice. Don't go worry every day what Dylan is doing, what Torsten, the rideshare professor, is doing. Worry what Gio is doing. Worry what Gio is bringing in. Now, yes, you got deactivated. Yes, you're not creative enough, obviously, to form fleets and get different codes and keep the money going, right? And then because you're angry and upset about that and dwelling in that hatred, you have to start bashing on younger people or other veterans that are getting creative, that are forming corporations, doing fleets over here, getting other fleet codes, blah, blah, blah. Figure it out yourself, right? That's my message to you, Gio, right? And for those people that have been flushed out of my channel, who have found a voice with him, you know why you are there. You know why you got kicked out of my channel. It's very, very simple, right? The people in this channel want to make suggestions. They want to grow together. They want to listen to suggestions from outsiders. They enjoy the articles that I pick and choose and talk on. We learn together as a community, right? And we share information. We break the information down and we say, hey, how can we make things better? And I happen to drive, right? So to come out with statements, well, I assume he's not driving anymore. Don't assume. If you assume, you're making an ass of you and me, if you are assuming. I drive, right? And my numbers are in every week, and I'll compare them with you each and every week if you want to, right? The numbers that I get in. But quit the bashing, the time that you spend in this dark blackness here, right? This dark room, just spitting toxic cobra venom, because people like Dylan, the Rideshare Hub, got under his skin, right? He's pissed off that Dylan, Rideshare Hub, has double the subscribers as he has and is making 4 times the money than he is. And he can't figure out how to get a code, can't figure out how to maybe set up an LLC or a corporation or draw up a contract with another group of people so that the show can carry on. In my world, Gio, the show carries on. I don't go and bury myself under the bed covers. I don't, right? So I really don't know what's going on there, right? I don't want to make assumptions. I've heard a lot of things that, he has a lot of child support to pay. I don't know. I don't believe all of that shit. What I see is what I see from Gio, as he spends way too much time bashing people instead of going out and learning, how do I do this? How do I build out this, and this, so that I don't have to just rely on one income stream? Right now, I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe he is deactivated from Uber, doesn't have a referral code, hasn't found creative ways of forming companies and getting further referral codes, right? I believe he's driving on Lyft. So I don't know what his income streams are. I do know he puts a lot of hours in and he's very unhappy, that he looks like an unhappy cat, right? So back to the main topic, and I'm done there. No more energy on this guy. And any more smack videos from Gio, I'm going to act on my cease and desist. Finish. I'm done with the guy, right? You can only talk so many times and warn a person so many times, if the guy wants to fuck around, try me, right? You're more than welcome to try me, Gio, right? So anyway, these moves continue. The turnaround that Khoshraoui began when we replaced co-founder, when he replaced co-founder Travis Kalanick in 2017. Under Kalanick, Uber's aggressive frat boy corporate culture, they're truly bashing Travis here, had evolved onto one that also looked the other way on sexual harassment. In addition, Uber and other ride-hailing companies have been plagued with issues and accusations about its drivers, including sexual assault, robbery, and fatal crashes. I like the way these editors just bash the drivers, right? Uber and other ride-hailing companies have been plagued with issues and accusations about its drivers. Not even mentioning riders in this same paragraph, right? Khoshraoui has made a lot of moves to change its culture as the company discussing in its IPO filings, but even so, Uber lost its license in London late last year after a pattern of failures placed passenger safety and security at risk. A big issue was Uber's failure to identify unauthorized drivers who got their photos on other drivers' profiles. There's more than that. There's way more issues that Uber failed to identify than just that one, right? They're coming out slowly but surely, right? They're coming out slowly but surely. Larry Bird says, nerd. I'm not sure who your nerd is. Maybe you want to clarify who the nerd is. The team is very focused on the team is very focused on executing on safety around the world, and I think the London team especially, is focused on it. Khoshraoui said in response to analysts' questions seeking any updates on the issue. I think that our safety levels, our service levels are across the board significantly improved versus where they were 2 years ago. Trying to pick up where I left off. Uber had previously predicted that it would achieve EBITDA profitability by the end of 2021, but Khoshraoui now predicts that accomplishment in the fourth quarter of this year. He says it is possible because Uber began a belt tightening program in the last half of 2019. Belt tightening program. Guess who they use that belt tightening program on, right? Who do you think? In the second half of 2019, we began the process of streamlining our footprint with a single-minded focus on profitable global leadership in our core business, Uber Chief Financial Officer Nelson Chai said. These moves continue the turnaround that Khoshraoui began when he replaced the co-founder Travis Kalanick in 2017. Yep, that's true. Let's see, is there anything really that sticks out here? What really now? Where's the stock on? There we go. That's a 9.11% increase. So after today's announcement, who are we talking about, Marcus? Sorry. Oh, Gio. it's just angry, dude. And it comes from something else. It's not, I don't know where the anger comes from, man. I just wish I could help the guy. I really would. Either something in his private life, or he's really upset in his current situation, in his income situation, because there are other people kicking his ass, doubling his subscriber base, probably taking his referral dollars in his market, and he can't figure out. I think he's just frustrated. He just sounds so frustrated and angry. Got to be happy, dude. John Bloxham says, one thing Uber has done in my area, San Francisco, is that they are now paying the San Francisco rates in Alameda and Contra Costa counties, so that is a small increase for drivers here. Good. That makes me happy, John. That's a ray of light. I'm happy for you that there is some sunshine there. That's good, right? I'm just talking across the board. When I see these people striking all over Europe, when I see these guys striking in LA, when I look at the numbers, I get the screenshots every single day. I get the texts and emails every single day. I read them. And it's nice that you can report stories like that. Yes, Marcus, I agree. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I think living between the car and living between the gym could be. I mean, gym's a good thing. Depends. Unless you're using human growth hormones, or you shoot yourself up with steroids, then I don't think the gym is really good for you, right? It's going to do more damage to your body. But going for a good cardio workout is awesome. It's fantastic. IQ Boy says, how come I don't see the rate change in San Francisco area? Well, John said that they're paying better rates in Alameda and Contra Costa counties. The question is, IQ Boy, do you fall into those counties? Do you see the benefits there, right? And please, I ask you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers, don't shut up and take this nonsense, right? If this is truly what you deserve, right, at some point come out and join these protests and strikes, right? Because here we are hauling in the loot, right? Allowing them to cut, trim. So all they're doing, they're cutting back on our side, right, to show better numbers. Doesn't take a brainiac business person to figure that out, where they're cutting the monies, right? Sure, they're getting rid of those problem children. They're getting rid of Uber Eats in certain countries, and they're selling off all their little problem children companies, right? Because going off in 150 directions, that's what Derek did. And then afterwards, not really working very well, my idea, let's sell them off, right? But they trimming the fat, trimming our rates, trimming our referrals, not paying us out, and finding creative methods to withhold your monies, right? Because they know you don't really have the ability to fight back, because you're bound by arbitration. So, the headlines today, Uber surges after saying it will be profitable a year earlier than expected. Now, I'm happy for them that they're going to be, that the company, I want the company to be around, right? And I want them to be successful. But what I truly want to achieve in this channel as we work together is that we are taken care of in the equation, not just these guys, right? It's not right that just these guys assign themselves the salaries, and let's say by the end of the year, let's say the stock does go up to $50, right? Then these guys go to, oh, look what we did, and they assign themselves bonuses, extra salaries, blah, blah, blah. Investors allow that. They sign off on that. Good boys, you did well with the stock. What about the drivers? I'm going to tell you about the drivers. I gave you the example of the pressure cooker, right? Ignore them, hold the pressure cooker down, We got through a couple of friendly strikes. I want to call them strikes in 2019. Guess what? 2020, I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord, Oh, Lord. There we go. That's what I feel. It's going to get mad in 2020. People are pissed. People are upset. Don't want to be held in that pressure cooker. Boom! It's going to blow wide open. Wide open. Colleen Shannon's in the house. What does she say? Everyone, please drive safe. I'm in the LA sister. Oh, nuts. So many road rage. Whoa, do you know about it? The LA drivers, I think they've just watched too many Fast and Furious movies. I really do. LA drivers, woo, all that traffic and that gets to them. And once in a while, you just see one dude just explode. Like, you can see he just had enough. I see it. Amy Montgomery says, I drive Orange County, LA, mostly at nights. Okay, interesting one. How do you feel? You feel safer out there at night? You like the fact that it's less traffic? Johns J. DeGravio. Morning. How are you? Uber is effing with our tips. I truly believe I had a high-end, classy woman on an $80 ride, and she only tipped me $1. Yeah, your gut is probably right? So the question is, hey, by the way, it's a tough one. You can't really ask a rider how much they tipped you afterwards. It's just, that'll backfire. But how do you really find out how much they tipped you? You know how you do? Here's how you find out how much Uber takes out of the tips. John, you want to walk the scenario with me? Get yourself a friend with an Uber phone rider app and do a 10-minute drive that you sponsor. He's in the car, your buddy, and the fare comes to $10. Let's just say $10. And then you have your buddy write up, awesome driver, super safe, 5-star, professional, deserves this amazing tip. And then out of the $10, put a $15 tip on top. So make it 25, right? And then see what appears on your phone. You and your buddy have collaborated on this together, right? So the total should be $10 earnings, $15 tip. How much of that 15, John, does Uber keep? Now, because that money ends up in your account anyway, right? Out of the $10 fare, they're going to take their 50%. So you're going to lose $5 maximum on this test, right? But that $15, does that end up in your account? And you can reimburse your friend afterwards, right? So give or take, it cost $10 trip, $15 tip, total of 25. Uber took their 50% on your $10 trip. They made $5. Your buddy, $25 was hit on his credit card, let's say. You're supposed to have 50% of that $10 and the full 15 in your account. Does it end in your account, right? Do that test. Anyone can do that test in any city with any good friend. I have done it. I have done it periodically because I want to see if they're up to any shenanigans, right? And then I just reimburse the individual afterwards. So run a test. If you're worried about your tips, if there is something strange and funky happening on your app and you feel like they making more money, you making less money, they taking away, you should be getting it, run the freaking test. Dustin is driving, hey, professor, I made like $3 on the stock going up. $3 per share? Salute. Awesome. Oh, a total of $3 or $3 per share? Because Dustin, if you bought at, what is it on right now? Are you saying the stock is on $40.56 and you bought it at $37.56? Oh, I love it. I love it. Made $3 total because he bought one share. I love it. I love it. Yeah, you know, they send you that statement. You could even make a cool video out of that. Hey, I made a whopping $3. Woohoo! Good. At least you didn't. You know, I prefer, like, this year to me is like going to Vegas and gambling. Right? Uber stock to me is like a Wynn casino stock or a Venetian casino stock, or, you know, I might as well go gamble because I don't know. It's roller coaster, baby. Six Flags. So if you made $3, sell that share, take the $3 and run. I love it. Vlad Stolyarov says safe. Exactly. Infantry Sarge says that's what we call a laughing stock. I like it. A laughing stock. That's a good one. Kelly Hustle, the part that sucks in the Lyft stocks, are also up and they're doing nothing to show change. Yeah, that's sad. And you know what? You're right. I should be including Lyft in the conversation. Why am I just focusing on Uber here, right? So they're both up. They both have made big promises. They definitely are both cutting on our ends, right? We can strike peacefully. We've done that. Now it's time for some hardcore protests, my friends, right? I remember back in the days, in the early 1990s in South Africa, when these people went onto the street and did hardcore protests. They were done. The people deserved and wanted the equal vote. They got it through their protests. Let's just see here. I want to carry on with this article. It says Uber reported quarterly earnings Thursday that exceeded Wall Street's expectations. So it does sound like Wall Street expects something from them. Well, we also expect something from Uber, right? Don't we, folks? Shares surged as much as 9% in early trading Friday, right? Actually, even higher than that. Uber also announced that it expected to reach profitability this year earlier than its previous goals of reaching profitability on an EBITDA adjusted basis in 2021. And then Uber has just pushed up its timeline to profitability, and investors like it. I'm sure they like it. I'm sure they like it. But investors, hear us out for a second, right? This is all fine and dandy. This is all sweet and wonderful that the stock is going up. But you guys haven't addressed a lot of things here. You haven't addressed a lot of your markets where you're duking it out in court, right? You haven't addressed an uprising driver movement. William Van Gordon, how are you? Hey, now you can afford another share, Dustin. Make that money work for you. You know, roll that $3. I like Robinhood. I don't know if Dustin works on Robinhood, but I like the Robinhood app. You know, there was a time if you, I think, referred new Robinhood users right in the beginning, they actually were giving you free shares. I got a lot of free shares by referring a lot of people to Robinhood, and some of those shares have done fairly well. So that little tiny little portfolio that I started with Robinhood is not doing too bad. Dustin is driving. He says, William, I invest in other things as well. I only own them, so I have full right to talk smack about them as I am a shareholder. That's it. As a shareholder, there's one share and you can participate in the smack talking. Dustin gets his whip out and whips that one stock across the executive table. I am a shareholder and I demand to be at the table with my $1 share with a full increase of $3. I, Dustin, I am at the table. I'm a shareholder. Yes, you are, my friend. I love it. And tell them what to do with the money. Larry A. Smith says, hey, I started my own rideshare service. Amen, brother. I am proud of you, Larry. You want my support? Here I am, Larry. You can text me if you have any questions. And I'm sure just reach out to the YouTubers, let them give you a boost. Sammy Elliott says they only look They only took up 15% of 25%. They are port today. Moose is in the house. What's happening? It is happening. It's happening right here on the stock exchange. Their shares have gone up. Shares of the ride-hailing giant surged as much as 9% in early trading Friday to $40.29 a share. We're even above that right now. Here's what the company reported versus what analysts at Bloomberg expected. All these ads that they put in there. Adjusted revenue, $3.73 billion in line with expectations. Loss per share, 0.64 versus an expected $0.65. So slight little difference there. Adjusted net loss, 615 million versus an expected 713 million, right? Adjusted net loss. Well, it's quite a big difference. $100 million covers 2 years of Dara K's pay. On an earnings call with analysts on Thursday, CEO Dara K announced that the company expected to achieve profitability on an EBITDA adjusted basis in the fourth quarter of 2020, about a year earlier than previously thought. With many of the one-time changes from 2019 behind us, we're excited to sharpen our focus on execution to grow our business at massive scale. The updated timeline is important as profitability has been a main concern for Uber investors. Yes, it has. The company was unprofitable and didn't have a clear timeline for achieving the goal when it went public in May. In the first months of Uber's life as a public company, its massive losses also weighed on the share price. But in the past few quarters, Uber has focused more on its path to returning a profit and on the strongest parts of the business, including Uber Eats. Daniel Ives of Wedbush wrote in a note Friday that the results were a huge step forward for the company and that it shows the business model is starting to hit another gear with a re-rating in the stock now underway. Eves highlighted strength in Uber Eats, whose bookings rose 44% in the quarter to $1.7 billion. How about making a huge step? London Martin, London. We have a little troll in the house. And London says, this guy is effing gay. Firstly, did you know, London, that you are homophobic? Did you know that? London, did you know that you need to go and work on your issues? Why are you scared of gay people? Do they threaten you? Right? I'm not gay. I have a ton of good gay friends. Really good friends, right? And I tell you what, Lundgren, haters like you, homophobes like you, that don't understand the human race, where do you belong, Lundgren? Ask yourself. Lundgren, you see that? That's you, right? An individual that is scared of gays and hates gays. No place for you on this planet, my friend. So sadly, Lundgren, take one last look at yourself. There you are. Get a good look of your wet, stinky shit self, right? There we go. Let's go. Flash, 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 London, flash, London, flash, London. Oh, this is a stubborn shit. It's coming up again. Flash. Almost one little piece left. There goes London, the gay hater. There we go, London. How does that feel? Hey, London, you down there in the sewage pipes. What is it like? What's your life like? London? London from London? London? Motherfucker. Slap you straight out of my room, bitch. Here we go. Let's keep on going. Turd down the hatch. Another turd down the hatch. Anyway, my info says, now, And we don't have time for people like that, really. So other analysts also pointed to Uber's focus on the quality of bookings. The quality of bookings. How can we break that down? How do you focus on the quality of bookings, right? 411 in the house. As the company works to lower the number of coupons and discounts it offers to riders. So once upon a time, I saw this very heavily in 2019, especially around IPO time, pre-IPO time. Man, were they throwing discounts and coupons at trying to recruit new riders, right? What they're saying now is that they're going to focus on the quality of bookings and reduce those number of coupons and discounts it offers to riders. They want to lower that number, right? Because that just really cheapens your rates, right? My info, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. Ronald Mayberry says, Uber needs to raise rates across the board. Do you think they will? Delaware, I salute you. This is what I think about your idea, Ronald. Will Uber execute that idea? Sadly, no. Right? Sadly, no, because if we think the cost cutting has only started, it's going to continue, right? Because they made it very clear that they will keep on cutting the costs, right, to show more profit. So we shouldn't get our expectations high. But here's the power that we do have. We do have the power to protest. We do have the power to say no. We do have the power to strike, and we need to exercise that power in 2020, right? Worldwide. Europeans are going ballistic at the moment. They are striking hardcore. We need to do it here as well. It's the only way that they will listen, because when you shove a company into the public limelight and show them what they are doing to their labor, to their workforce, doesn't reflect very well on senior management, right? When you hold the light up against them. Remember the other day, that hater from Arizona, that CEO, when you hold, what happened when they held up the light to him? He was kicked out of his own company, right? That's the only, we got to expose, and we got to keep on exposing Derek Kay and co. For what they are doing to drivers, right? And the only way you do that is hardcore protest. So, getting involved with more protests, showing up, doing something. Omer is driving. Groete, hope you and your fans are doing great. Groetjo, hoe gaan het? Groete, aus Europe. Omar, we're behind you, my friend. We're going to support you. Gig job guy, when the ride's slow or stop, I found it lucrative to jump to Eats. Okay, cool. What market are you in? Plus, I enjoy the change and being able to get some walking in and get out of the car. I like that idea. I like that how you're mixing it up. Not to mention every delivery comes with a tip. That's cool. So only question I guess I have for gig job guy is what market? What market are you in? I like the fact that you're mixing it up. You're getting a little bit of health in there, getting a little bit of walking in there. Jose, the driver, says CT here, CT in the house. Amy Montgomery, hey, don't even consider us their workforce. We aren't in the industry, right? I will tell you what, we are in the industry. We drive, right? We transport. John Madrigal says, I see no more $2 trips. Now the minimum is $3. See, maybe we just pushed it up by $1 in the last week through our efforts. 4 we ignore, at 5 we drive. It definitely went viral. It definitely is making some impact. So I'm glad that you're not seeing any $2 trips anymore. They raised it to a whopping $3 minimum. Michael Smith, fourth quarter should be best quarter for Uber. Xmas and New Year, yet they only shaved 100 million off their losses. Good point, Michael. Very good point there. Who knows where all those money go? I think they just spent lavishly on buying all these companies, really not understanding their direction, and now they're realizing, shit, this was a big mistake. They're selling off here, they're selling off there, they're trimming off here, they're trimming off there. So I would agree with you, right? Should have shaved off way more than $100 million. I think they could have shaved off more than $100 million had they not poured all this money down the drain, right, into projects that just don't make any sense, that don't fit into their portfolio, right? Why are they into job recruiting? Why are they into the advertising side? Uber Works, Uber Money, Uber this, right? So focus on your core. I get a text that says, it basically says they are running out of money. They have enough money to operate for 3 more years from the 727 area code. Thank you for that contribution. Amy Montgomery, remember, see their industry as software, not transport. That's what they say. That's what they say to try and circumvent AB5. That's what they're trying to say and do to circumvent the fact that states are saying that we are employees. Brian Delgado, they are making billions. Their ambitions with money shows it. A change to an employee like myself can have a devastating financial burden on my children. We don't want you to have a devastating financial burden on yourself, definitely not on your children. Abstract Echo in the house. They threw good money after bad. 100% correct, right? And when you start throwing good money after bad, good money after bad, good money after bad, you got to say, is that formula working for our company? Yes, no. It's not working. So stop throwing good money after bad things, right? Uber's rosy results should be a positive for its competitor Lyft, and their stock is also up. Due to report earnings next week, shares of Lyft traded about 4% higher Friday. Wall Street analysts are overwhelmingly bullish on Uber, which has a consensus price target of $48.31 buy ratings, 11 hold ratings, and 0 sell ratings, according to Bloomberg data. That's not accurate, the 39. It's way higher. I'll show you what it is right now. This is just a screenshot. So don't let that mislead you. Where are we? Where are we? We are at... It's a big increase, folks. This right on the heels of their announcement. But we have to, while they are making more money, we have to still give them a reality check, right? Hello? I think I got a delivery. I love it when Amazon comes. Moo says, when you wear many hats, you master none. The wise words of Moose. So true, so true. Marcus Wood says, that's why I'm asking. What did you ask me? Lyft is going to get sued for hiding the full receipt. If you could text or email me that, I'd like to respond. Robert says, I was deactivated from Uber. My way of getting revenge is being a shareholder. Derek K works for me now. I see. Lyft hiding the receipts seems illegal. That's why. Send screenshots. Send screenshots so I can make a story. Who needs to get flushed? Who's getting flushed here? Misty, how are you, Misty? Notice that about Lyft, at one time I could see the entire receipt. What are they really hiding? Yeah, exactly. What are you hiding? The mystery companies trying to keep us in the dark. I don't know. I believe in such a thing as karma. I really do. I think karma comes around It really does. How are you? You ready for the weekend, bestie? Is everybody ready for the weekend? Oh, guys, I'm going to show you. Yesterday, I was in the spray booth with the guys and we're doing my surf wagon. Oh my God. That is a beauty. I am going to proudly show that at, guys, please RSVP February 23. What's happening then? The Long Beach Rideshare Party from 12 noon to 5 p.m. Come around. I'll give you free Uber and Lyft inspections. Check your brakes for free. Check your oil for free. Any other little hiccups that are going in your car, we'll look at it for free. Come and meet my team at the New Auto Workshop. I have 3 now, 1 on Ventura in Studio City, 1 in Santa Monica, 1 in Long Beach. We have the ARD number, which means we can do Uber and Lyft inspections, right? And why did I partner up with these people? Because I've known them for 18 years and they're solid. And I love them like family. Ruben Miller and his sons, amazing, amazing people, hardworking people from South America, hardworking people. So come around, party with us. Music, food, drinks, not alcohol, because we can't serve alcohol. I don't want you to go out there and drive afterwards and cause an accident. We're going to have a Kobe tribute, meet and greet, network. We have a couple of vendors there sharing free information. So come and have fun, learn, and leave knowing that you've enriched your life. You've enriched your life through more contacts. You've enriched your life through networking. You've enriched your life through knowledge, and you've enriched your stomach, your liver, and your kidneys with food and drinks. How about that? Nothing wrong with that, right? Yes, see you at the party. Gig job guy, look forward to seeing you. Paula Trigg, I can't make it. I understand. We're going to do another one after that in, where in Long Beach? Oh, good. I forgot the address. Good. Thank you for reminding me. 793 Redondo Boulevard. It's corner 8th Street. Boom. And whoops. Coronavirus. Coronavirus is attacking my computer. No bueno. Email me RSVP here. RSVP. Just send me, hey, my name is Paula. I am from Santa Monica. I'm coming to your party. Boom. You're on the list. Is it windy in Jersey? Have you checked what miles, like how many mile winds do you have? How high is it? John Bloxham says, IQ, go to a ride fare in the paid to you area, then click on the fare field and it will expand to show the base fare distance and time. Cool. Thank you for sharing that. Let me just see something. I did get a very interesting screenshot the other day. Has anybody seen this or received this? If you have, let me know in what city. Let me read this to you. This is just fresh in yesterday. We're testing out a new feature, Uber, new feature, another new feature, another new feature, another new feature, another new feature that will allow you to highlight the areas. Listen to this. We're testing out a new feature that will allow you to highlight the areas you'd prefer to drive in. This feature will then notify you when you've received a trip request in your preferred areas. Have you guys received this? How it works. In the trip planner section of the driver app, tap the icon in the lower right corner to go to driving preferences. Should make a video on this. Choose your preferred areas by selecting them on the map. You're all set. You'll be notified when you get a trip request within your preferred areas. Why are they doing this? You can change your preferred areas at any time, and you can turn this feature on or off whenever you like. Why is that? Garcia, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Paula says, it's a long trip from Tallahassee. I got to get to Tallahassee. I've heard it's beautiful. I got to make it. Marco Lugo, I can't make it. You'll make it another time. Don't worry. We will connect in the future. Abdu Basha, a happy Friday to you as well, my friend. A happy weekend to you, Abdu, and your family. Be blessed. Drive safe out there. Nathaniel Davies, because they are forced to work. Because they are forced to work. I haven't seen the MW. I haven't seen this in California. I haven't. This is a screenshot that I got. I haven't seen this in LA. Thanks for the RSVP, Amy. Look forward to seeing you there. We're testing out a new feature that will allow you to highlight the areas you'd prefer to drive in. The areas you'd prefer to drive in. This feature will then notify you when you've received a trip request in your preferred areas. How it works. In the trip planner section of the driver app, tap the icon in the lower right corner to go to driver preferences. Choose your preferred areas by selecting them on the map. You're all set. You'll be notified when you get a trip request within your preferred areas. What it tells me is that they will look at this pattern of preferred areas of drivers and get some real good data that they can use and maybe manipulate, right? It's just like Chris Botha van Suid-Afrika. Hoe gaan het, meneer? Love Uber in Joburg and Cape Town. Waar jy Afrikaans geleer? Love you. Love you back, my brother. That's my true South African brother, Chris Botha. Weet jy, Chris, my Afrikaans is nie baie goed nie, maar as ek in school was in Suid-Afrika, het ek in die eerste 3 jare Afrikaans geleer, maar my parents, my vader en my moeder het Duits gepraat. So Afrikaans was nie te moeilik nie, want ek het alreeds Duits geleen. En my moeder het daarso 'n safari lodge daarso in Timbawati. Ons het 'n huis in Kaapstad en ook in Johannesburg. So ek het baie lank in Kleinemond, Port Alfred gewoon, in Kaapstad, in Bakhoven, daarso by Camps Bay. En ek het baie businesses daarso in die Kala Townships en in die townships van Gugulethu, Nyanga, Khayelitsha gehad. So ek het 17 jare in Suid-Afrika, nog 17 jare in Europa en volgende 18 jare in Amerika. How's that, dude? And I haven't spoken that language for a long time. Not too bad, huh? Arthur Chan, all this set up. Total manipulation. They shall not manipulate us. That's why we break up those algorithms. Slap those algorithms down. We ignore under 4. At 5, we drive. Do you know what that does to the algorithms, ladies and gentlemen? It flips it. Chris Botha, much love to South Africa. Really, and I mean that sincerely. Jy praat Afrikaans baie goed, volgens my, kom kuier. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm going to come out in December again to good old South Africa. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate you. That means a lot from a South African brother. And Chris, my best friends in South Africa are the Smith brothers, the boxing the boxing guys that are ruling the boxing world in South Africa. They have Charles Mbenge, Kevin Larina, and Tabiso Mshunu, all my friends. They've all been here out in California, come and visit me. I go and watch their boxing fights in the US, in Vegas, here in LA, in Germany, in South Africa. So those are my brothers and sisters in SA. Marcus Wood sounds like Deutsch. No, that wasn't German Deutsch, that was Dutch. But we can, anybody want to talk German? I can speak German. I speak a couple of languages. Motor Mouth Racing, I do have a question. Does anyone still receive Lyft bonuses? Because I haven't received any type of way to earn that Lyft bonus since the first week in December of last year in Orlando. So anybody in Orlando, can you reach out to Motor Mouth Racing? And if you guys can compare notes, is what he's experiencing, is that also what you are experiencing? Please connect. If you are from Orlando with Motor Mouth Racing, it'll help him tremendously. Again, his question was, does anybody still receive Lyft bonuses? Because I haven't received any type of a way to earn that Lyft bonus since the first week in December of last year. Orlando, he needs your help. Amy Montgomery says, rental business gone, still see personal power zones occasionally. Where are we stock price? We're up 9.33%. It's pretty impressive, Uber. It would be impressive if you start looking after your drivers, wouldn't it? Yeah? I think you should do something for your drivers. How about a little bit of integrity? How about a little bit of respect? How about some more money? It's very, very fucking simple, I tell you. Just start looking after your drivers, Derek, hey? Worldwide, not just here in certain areas in San Francisco, but look after your drivers worldwide. How difficult is that, lad? Yes, Robert, I love you. He says, I always forget this. This is the part where my dear subscribers, our house reminds me, don't forget to give the channel some likes. We're on 29. And thanks to Robert, I'll probably get up to 40. Appreciate you, buddy. We will stay motivated, my friends. We don't give up. That's not in our DNA. It's not in our DNA to give up. It's not in our DNA to hate. It's not in our DNA to troll. It's in our DNA to make suggestions and grow together. So, good stuff. Abstract Echo says, I used to speak Dutch, but I've forgotten most of it. Believe me, if you were the Dutchman or a Dutch lady for a week, you will be back to normal. I just had a chance to speak to my friend Chris Botha from South Africa, and he just got me fired up on Afrikaans, on Dutch. Chris Botha says, not related at all, but I loved your Corona stream. Any chance for an update from America? Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. We should. I mean, there's a lot going on. For example, Chris, in New York waters, just before New York, there's a big passenger liner shut down. All the people on board are now being checked for the coronavirus, so they're in quarantine. There's many ships out there at sea at the moment. People are being held on the boats, quarantined. People have been kept on planes before they deplane. I mean, this is serious stuff, right? When it infiltrates an area and starts growing, bottom line is the numbers are on the up and up, sadly. And I can bet you that labs, doctors, researchers worldwide are working around the clock on an antivirus. I just don't think we're getting the true numbers, that's all. I think that the numbers, just like if you ever have seen the movie Chernobyl, how they try to keep that under wraps, that because it was leaking out to the outside world, and then suddenly the Swedish and the German reported, hey, radiation levels are high, what the hell is going on? and the Russians were trying to keep Chernobyl a big secret, when that reactor exploded. I think, carefully say this, but I think that the numbers with the coronavirus are far higher than we actually know. Susan Friel in the house. She says, hello, everyone. I had an amazing night. I'm very happy to that. Did you get good rest, or did you get a lot of trips in? 5 rides, 140. Storm caused flight delays, and Orlando Airport was kicking. Whoop, whoop. That makes me happy. That makes me happy. Lorenzo Davis, prison in the ocean. If you think of it, that's a good way to look at it, right? Like a prison in the ocean. There you are, sitting on your big cruise liner, imprisoned in your little cubicle, and they will not allow you to come on land because you could have the coronavirus. See, as I say, it goes dark and infects my coronavirus, infects my frickin' computer. Where are we? 4:42. We're coming down. We're coming down. When I logged on, when I started the stream, it was on 4.9 something. It's the wild, wild west. Woo, 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 woo. Today, woo, woo. Senator Boba says the world economy needs to stop its over-reliance on China. Great statement. I think the global economy, the world economy, saw all these opportunities to manufacture cheaply in China, reduce costs. Walmart, 70% of the products made in China. Most of those made by American companies in China, re-exported, sold to Americans, right? So this may be a big lesson. This may be a big lesson for many corporations. Don't focus just on this one country. Got to diversify, right? I mean, yeah, you're shipping out the jobs beyond the US shores to keep your costs low, and then they know, oh my God, we can get the best rates, and we can get sweatshops over there in China for a pittance, pay them low. Let's all go over there and manufacture. Sure, China has benefited from that a lot, but when you put all your apples in one basket, right? You're putting all your apples in China, and then something like this happens, right? See what type of ripple effects it has had to the markets. Let's look at the auto industry, right? So many of these people that are outsourcing their batteries, their parts to China, right? Now suddenly are not getting the parts because there's layoffs, there's delays, there's this, there's that, there's all the stuff going on in China, right? So the products are not making its way back into the United States to the companies that outsource to build it over there, and it's biting them in their own foot, right? So I like that statement because it's a powerful statement that Sene just said. Again, we should not put all, it just teaches us we should not put all of our apples in one basket. We should not, as a world economy, all rely on cheap jobs in China. We as individuals, drivers, should not just rely on Uber being our savior, right? We need to diversify. We need to say, okay, we try out this, we try out that. This is treating us better now. If that's dropping, we jump over here. You guys want to have a couple of irons in the fire, right? That sort of goes hand in hand with people being too reliant on China. The fact that Walmart, I'm going to say this again, it's astounding that these US companies are shipping these jobs over to China, manufacturing super, super cheaply, re-importing back into the United States the fixed product, right? And then selling it through their distribution channels like Walmart, right? American companies manufacturing in China, re-importing back into the United States, selling 60 to 70% of their stuff through Walmart, made in China. Mohammed, wie geht's dir? Mohammed Khalil, mir geht es gut. Wie geht es dir? How are you? Good to see you. Mohammed says, wow, geht's, Professor? Gott sei Dank, heute ist Freitag. Ich habe studiert Deutschland für ein Jahr. Ich spreche Deutsch. Good, your German's good, my friend. Mohammed's great. You said basically, thank God it's Friday today. I studied in Germany for a year. I don't speak German that well. You do speak German very well. Nice to hear the language. I like to refreshen my language skills thanks to a lot of my subscribers. Roy Watkus, Vegas. Yeah! That's a legend right there. Roy Watkus had the honor of sitting opposite the gentleman at the Habit. Next time we're going to make it at a hotel. I suggested the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Payman Ali or somebody actually came back with a way, way better idea. There is some big festival going on in March. We should all meet at this festival, food and drink festival. So, Chris Porter says, thanks for the Corona reply. You're awesome. Where is your toilet? The toilet's here. It is him. Oh, we have General Lee. Yay. General Lee, the hater, is back. General Lee, our number one troll. Man, he always comes back. See how the screen goes dark on General Lee? He's a racist and a hater. General Lee, where art thou? General Lee. Oh, General Lee. How can it be General Lee? Damn, this one's a stinky one. Now, I don't know how General Lee does it, but General Lee always happens to re-emerge through the sewage pipes. He is one little stinky motherfucker, right? He's all wet. There he is, General Lee. That's what we've reduced General Lee to a little pile of shit. In the flasher, General Lee, are you ready? General Lee, I will find you. I'm right here in California. Give me your address. I'll visit you. I've got the money actually to pay for the flight. And you want to see a South African put you in place? Anytime, my friend, anytime. Been boxing since a 10-year-old. Anytime. Anytime. I will get in the ring with you anytime, you little shit. Ask Chris Botha how rugby players, what they do. I will make you wince and whine and tap out like a little bitch you are. Here we go. General Lee, flushed into the deepest sewage pipes. General Lee. You're a hater, you're a racist, and you know it. And if I ever get 2 feet from you, give me the permission, give me the green light, and I will slap you into place, General Lee. I'm here. I will gladly text and email me. I'll gladly set something up with you. I'm not afraid of people like you, General Lee, because you walk. General Lee. There he goes. Chris Botha says, my first flush for gaan braai. There we go. See, my South African friend, what we do to racists in our room? Flush the piece of shit, General Lee. He's gone. I want to meet General Lee. I want to meet General Lee. I want to meet him in person. Susan Friel, can you look at my question mark? If you tell me what, send it to me. I don't know what I'm looking at. James Campbell said, General Lee goes down with a P. All that yellow urine, he's swimming in yellow urine right now. Lorenzo Davis, hey, Professor, are you going to play some Pat Benatar, Twisted Sister? Dude, you read my mind. You read my mind. That's exactly, it's going to be 80% 80s music. How about that? 80% 80s music. You know why? Because I think the largest generation of drivers are from the 80s. I could be wrong, but I feel like when we start talking 80s music, everybody seems to know 80s music, right? So yes, Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, Twisted Sister, we're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it. Na-na-na-na-na anymore. Dara K, we're not gonna take it. Susan says, you missed my question because of that troll. I did. Did something happen with Lyft? I see many people saying things about, yeah, that they're just being hidden, that they can't access and see those numbers anymore. So disturbed. We'll play disturbed as well. True, Susan. So we're trying to figure it out. We're getting some input from people, but, you know, if they're hiding those numbers, those bonuses, 80s music. Yeah, 80s music. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna make it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, just answering out. Sorry about that. Nathaniel Davis says they wrote that song for Al Gore. He hates it. I did not know that. Mazu Soup, Brooklyn, New York City. I salute you. I hope it's warm up there. I hope it's warm. Marcus Wood says, bitte mache eine Toilettenspülung für Uber and Lyft. German means please do a toilet flush for Uber and Lyft. Okay, I will, I'll create a video around that because I really want to prepare that one. I want to make it funny. I've got some good ideas. Roy Watka says, don't forget the Reggie. Yeah, The Cure got included in the Hall of Fame last year, induction speech by Trent Reznor. I heard that Depeche Mode lead singer, Depeche Mode got induced into the Hall of Fame, but the Depeche Mode singer was not there to pick up his award. Is that true? Susan Friel, if you're confused, I'm confused, okay? I will look into that. I do want to give you a qualified answer, but for right now, the reason why we're confused is because they're just seem to be hiding those numbers. So we can't really access those numbers. Roy Watka says, don't forget the Reggie, Rastaman Jamaican. I won't forget him. What are we on? We're on 40-40. 40-40. 40-40. Reggie equals cheap marijuana. Good. Chris Buddha says, I was on the kibbutz in Israel milking cows for hours a day. Anyway, it turned out some kibbutz, the lead singer of Duran Duran from England worked on it when he was 18. True story. You're talking about, who's the lead singer of Duran Duran again? Isn't that Taylor? What's his name? Who's the lead singer of Duran Duran? Roger. Oh, the big hair. Mazu Sub says, quiet riot. Come on, feel the noise. Go rock your boat. You're gonna go wild, wild, wild anymore. Yeah. Gotta play it. Simon Le Bon. Yeah. Mohammed gets the prize. Simon Le Bon, Paul Figueroa of San Diego. Simon Le Bon. Remember him, Simon Le Bon. Her name was Rio, and she's dancing in the sand, just like the river turning through the dusty land. Dun, 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 bow, 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 bow. Wild boys, Wild boys gonna take it. And I'm hungry like a wolf. Oh, and I'm hungry like a wolf. Oh. Good songs, Duran Duran. Alex Ross, new to your page, welcome. We're talking a whole variety of things. Right now we're sort of stuck on 80s music. As you can see, if you go through the stream, usually you have to just go back like 20 posts and you can see what people are talking about. Right now we're talking about 80s music, copyright strikes, Jennifer's in the house, James talking about David Lee Roth, Yankee Rose. We're mixing it up, my friend. We're mixing it up. Chris says, welcome, Alex. Yeah, we're talking about Uber stock. Whoops, it's going down, went to 40.34 right now. It did go up a lot. I mean, we were up high 9%. We're up 10%. We're down to up 8.75% right now. Again, while they're making the money, we're doing the work, they're cutting our rates. All I can say is 2020 year is going to be the year of protests. Mark my words. Susan Friel, okay, well, you guys are funny, but I got to get going. Absolutely, get going. It's the weekend. Go and make money, Susan. I wish you could talk one day with you sometime. You have my number. You can text me, Susan. Just text me and say, hey, it's Susan Friel. Let's talk. No problemo. I will set that time aside. Paula Trick says, love how disturbed advocates for mental health awareness, five-finger death punch supports military and law enforcement. Good. Use your name. Use your brand to draw attention to something. Excellent. Excellent marketing. Susan, how? Just text me. There we go. Easy. Wasn't that easy? Okay, folks, we're on the 1 hour 30 mark. 45 likes. If we could kindly get it up 5 more to 50 likes, would be greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Jennifer Donatella says, Rideshare Revolution made this video. I heard a lot of ranting and raging from Rideshare Revolution yesterday. I think that the Uber hub got under his skin. That's my personal opinion, if you want to hear my opinion. Rideshare Geo, I know, got deactivated. He hasn't figured out how to get codes. He hasn't figured out how to form corporations or LLCs or maybe partner with other fleet people. Rideshare Hub does. So right now he's making money and has double the amount of subscribers as Geo. Geo is still, I think, dwindling around there somewhere at 12,000 subscribers. Can't get out of the gates. And he doesn't sound happy. He's spending more time raging, making angry videos versus spending that time and actually building something, right? So I think some YouTubers may have gotten under his skin. Geo also knows he got a cease and desist from me 2 years ago. I haven't acted on it. But if he wants to keep on smack talking and defaming, at some point you have to slap the guy down. I'm sorry. And it's very easy. You just pay money to someone and they do that for you. And that doesn't mean you get a visitor from someone. You just get a lot of paperwork, and it's not fun. But I've given the guy many chances. I've made a video trying to come to his defense on the whole thing, and he still keeps on talking trash. But I cannot change Geo. I really cannot. Geo can change Geo. Torsten cannot change Geo, right? So Geo needs to go and find out what's going on with Geo, right? Get that onion, start peeling back, and get right down to the core of Geo. I cannot do it for him, right? And by the way, you know, many drivers have been deactivated. Many drivers have been creative and got back into the race, you know, got your rights restored, whether you go through attorneys, whether you go through other channels, right? You got to get creative. The show has to go on, right? You can't bury yourself in the sand and suck lemons and be upset and bitch and moan and whine and cry and wince about others around you because your life isn't cool. That's my only message. Jennifer Donatella, I've got 38,000 subscribers plus another 12, 50,000, right? You want to see the numbers? I have no problem showing the numbers. And come down to California, see if my operation is a fraud. Go down to Long Beach, see if my operation is a fraud. Go down to Ventura Boulevard, go and see if my operation is a fraud, right? Ask Ulan Say, the rideshare driver Ulan Say. Ask him how quickly I got him an SUV. 24 hours, right? I don't know if Geo can pull those strings. Anyway, it's not a pissing competition, but he can bark and cry and moan as much as he wants, right? Jennifer says, I just shocked he outed you. He hasn't outed me. If you can out me if I've done something wrong, right? I've outsmarted him. He's sitting there with a deactivation and is not collecting referral dollars. He's pissed about it. He hasn't got creative. He hasn't got out there, formed a corporation or an LLC with other people. I have different fleet partnerships with different individuals. We own cars together with them. We own codes. I can call on those codes anytime, right? They get rid of that code. I have 5 other codes, right? Because I have different companies set up. So you got to get creative, right? If you're too stupid to figure this shit out, don't blame other people for your losses, right? That's all I have to say. So he hasn't outed me. Sorry. What are you going to out me on? I'll compare my subscribers all day long. I'll compare the amount of vehicles I own all day long. I'll compare whatever, right? But that's not what it's about, right? But he wants to make it about that subject. I think Gio would have been a great cop or a great detective, right? Because he likes to spend more time checking what others do versus getting his own household together, right? So I disagree with your statement that he's outed me. He's giving me free marketing, right? My numbers are carrying on. I'm still making money each and every week, not just with one vertical, but multiple verticals. The stock, by the way, is down to 40.28. When I started the live feed, we were on 40.94. So we've literally dropped over 70 cents. That's quite a lot. It fluctuated by 70 cents within 1 hour 40. You can't help everyone. You can't. But don't spend your time and your energy with toxic, vile, hating comments. And I know why he's doing this. Rideshare Hub genuinely got under his skin. Rideshare Hub is kicking his ass when it comes to subscribers. Rideshare Hub is kicking his ass when it's coming to making money. And it kills it. And as long as he's taking the bait, he will keep on making those type of videos. It's a no-brainer to me. Been there, done that. It's okay. I'm just telling you that I will not own that brand outed, Jennifer. It's just who I'm just telling you right now. So it's fine if you use that word. I'm not taking ownership of that word because I haven't been outed, right? I'm right here doing my thing. Manka Travel says, my wife wants to move to Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara is beautiful. Montecito, Golito, the area surrounding Santa Barbara, Santa Ynez, Los Olivos, Solvang. Santa Barbara is beautiful, man. I would totally understand why she would want to move down there. Maybe make it happen. Wakey says, no more weekly Lyft bonuses. That is the plan. Time to start looking for a real good job. Gets worse here every day. Welcome to the jungle. Wakey, I think that's a good wake up call, right? If you feel that way, if it's annoying you, if you're relying only on Lyft, Absolutely. I support you in a lateral move. Move elsewhere, make the money elsewhere. Geo is actually live right now. Big fucking deal. We're not gonna take it. No, Manka, I think, Manka travel, where do you live right now? If she wants to move to Santa Barbara. Jennifer says, I enjoy Rideshare. I enjoy and look at your videos. I think they're full of value, and I hope to take your course, which teaches you. You know what? Jennifer, hit me up. Just send me an email. I'll send you a free code. Okay? It's the least you deserve for our back and forth. And I wasn't giving you a hard time. I just basically said, I will not own that label of being outed because I haven't been outed, right? So hit me up and I'll set you up a code just for you. Danny Lopez, repair and flip. Danny Lopez, are we talking houses now? Are we talking cars? Where's your area of expertise, Danny Lopez? When you say repair and flip. LA, baby, I love LA. It's a great city, gig job guy. It really is a cool city where you have so many different cultures, so many nationalities, so many different languages, all living side by side, and it actually functions well. And it's an exciting city, right? City of entertainment. Misty, I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing weekend, Misty. You, your family, your loved ones. If you have children or no children, I hope you have an amazing weekend and that it's good for you. I hope you make money on Friday and Saturday. If I don't know if you're working on Friday or Saturday night, but please be safe out there. Drive safe. Hit me up, James. The Stevening says poop in the streets. I like that. Doner, I love doners. So Motormouth says, I've been thinking about getting a Suburban. Is it worth getting to do the black and luxury rides? Here's my take on that. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that that category is even open in your city, right? For example, in LA, in Orange County, they just shut down those categories, right? And that could be a Suburban, a black Suburban with black interior can double up as a black category, an SUV category, and it can also be on a third tier on the XL category, right? So you can drive on 3 categories. But if the category is shut down in your city, go and look at my one of my videos I made 2 days ago about vehicle requirements, vehicle documents, and vehicle options. It goes through it city by city, including LA and other cities, whether that category is open or not. Now, why go and invest into a vehicle like that if there's a lot of uncertainty around that platform? I can tell you there's a lot of uncertainty around that platform, except for the individuals like myself and my business partners. If you're grandfathered in, they cannot take it away from you. But if you go out and get a Suburban, my suggestion would be 2016 model. Try and pick it up for about $25,000 at a dealership auction. It is a fantastic, easy car to work on. It's a workhorse. It's very, very reliable. If you're doubling up black SUV and let's say you have your realtor license, it's a great car to network with new people, with possible buyers and sellers. It's a great car if you switch off the rideshare platform and you go into real estate agent working mode and you're driving around a family or a couple of people and looking at houses to buy. It's a great car for so many users. So it gets my stamp of approval, yes. But the question is, I am, James, I'm just checking in there, trying to see if he's talking smack. But so far, they're just talking about drugs right now, just drugs. The whole topic's about drugs. So it's a topic I can't talk about. I don't know anything about drugs, doing drugs for workouts, gym. So I can't offer my expertise on that subject, right? I'm totally anti-drugs in any form, whether it's in sports, enhancers, recreational use, whether it's heroin, meth, cocaine, anti-drugs. That's just who I am. And that's what I want to teach my kids. But not going away from that question about the Suburban, I would really ask you to walk into a hub and not just rely on what the front desk tells you. Go and find out and talk to a manager. Hey, your black SUV category is open. Will you be keeping it open for a while if I register now, right? Or I see that it's shut down currently. Will you be opening it up in the future? Please do not go and pour that money into a car where there is so much uncertainty around the platform. That's my only request. I do want to say something about X and XL. If you're shopping, right? If you're shopping for a car, let's just say you've been in the X category for a while and you've been doing so-so, right? You've been making money, definitely have not been making a loss. You're working smart, not too hard, and you're on the X and you're thinking, should I go XL? Let me just tell you that the difference, if you know how to buy, let's just look at the two cars. let's look at a Toyota Prius and a Toyota Camry, right, in the X platform. You could pick those cars up for $X amount used. I would not buy a new one on a dealership auction. Now you say to yourself, okay, if I'm willing to pay $8,000 to $10,000 for an Uber X vehicle used, right, used, right, hear me out, in the X category, and I've been driving X, what would it cost me to enter the XL category? Let me just tell you that on the XL platforms, firstly, the rates are far, far higher, almost double the X, right? You have more bodies in the car, and usually I can tell you, you have more luggage. You do more larger trips with luggage, hotels, airports are pretty frequent with XLs, and luggage means money. So the tips that you get on a weekly basis between X and XL, it's day and night. It really is day and night, right? The gasoline usage, you might get more on the X side, right? So a lot of these hybrids can do way better mileage than these XL vehicles. But when you compare apples to oranges, if you want to go out and spend 10K here on an X, you want to stay in X, you want to transition, get another X vehicle, or you're thinking, hey, do I go out and get an XL vehicle? I would say try and come up with another $1,000 or $2,000, trying to push that 10 to 11 and 12,000 and get yourself a nice used Toyota Sienna, right, for XL. Now with that XL, you're earning higher fares. If it's so quiet, if it's so low, you can drive on both platforms, X and XL. I just find that all around the transitioning from X to XL is a far better move. And by the way, only really in big cities, right? If you're in little suburbs, little neighborhoods where there's not a huge population and your big metropolitan is maybe 2 hours away, I would really stay in X. But if you're in a metropolitan city, whether you're in LA, Miami, Chicago, New York, New Jersey, Denver, Las Vegas, XL all day long, right? Liam, are you here? Yeah. Are you done live streaming? Are you done live streaming? No, I'm not done yet. All right, I just dropped into a stream and they were talking about Trip, and I confirmed that Trip was a bunch of rubbish. I don't know if anybody's on. Is anybody on Trip, on the Trip platform, and it can show me a screenshot that they made some money? I'd really want to see a driver who can show me that he made more money on Trip than Uber, or made any money at all, right? If there is anyone, I beg you, if anyone is driving on Trip who's making money, who's actually making money on Trip, please, I will literally send you another pair of these neon. I send out to the winners of the Super Bowl. They told me they received them. Anybody that can show me that they're making money with Trip, I have this coming for you, right? Guys, I got to rock and roll. We're on the 2-hour mark. If I could get the likes up, 4 more likes to 60, Most Transport says in order to get 10,000 to 12,000 Toyota Senna, you'll have 110 to 150,000 miles. If you buy privately, if I'm spending $12,000 on a Toyota Sienna at a dealership auction, I can get one with 80 to 90,000 miles, right? And if you take care of those cars, they do 300,000 miles. I would rather spend a fraction of the actual sticker price going out buying this thing new, right? Can't right now, can't take that call. So Elizabeth Martinez, are the new upgrades implemented in California yet? Court rulings? No. And interesting thing is, Elizabeth, is that Uber yesterday asked for a stay. A stay means to hear the case at a later day. They're asking for a 2 to 3 year delay, 2 to 3 year delay to hear the AB5 ruling. I very, very much doubt it that a California judge, unless he's in bed with Uber and Lyft, will grant them that stay. Can you imagine as a company who's initiated a lawsuit against the state of California because you don't want to comply, and then you turn around and say, can we get a 2 to 3 year stay and have a hearing in 3 years' time? I've never heard of anything like that. We're going to fight for Miami, Elizabeth. We'll fight for Miami. 2020, we're taking to the streets. Yes, you are right, Motormouth. It's dipping down. It went all the way up 10%, and now it's down to 40.25. Juan Garcia, hola, how are you, my friend? Appreciate you. Guys, the party, Slick Nick XP, if I decided to get a black car and get private clients, how much would a TCP number cost? Are we talking California? We're talking in California, we're talking $800 to $1,200 and anywhere from 60 to 70 days. And if you want to look into the possibility of getting your private limo license for any of the states, I will have a vendor called www.businessrocket.com at the party on February 23. You can ask as many questions as you wish, right, about that certification. Good. LAX is making money. I'm happy to hear that. Anybody that reports that they're making money, I'm happy to hear that. I'm on 59. If I can get it to 60 likes, I'll be happy. Slick Nick, you have my number. You have my email underneath the videos. Please reach out to me. I'd like to give you more information on that. There's one area I know a lot about is the TCP, the private clients, setting up your private business, marketing, getting those clients. You're more than welcome to reach out to me on that one. Stock just went up 10 cents again, 40.35. The headline here is, what is the headline on this article? There's a lot of articles out there today after Uber announced its fourth quarter earnings. This headline says Uber makes a lot of big promises for 2020. Now it just has to live up to them, right? Very true. Derek Kay has come out with a lot of massive promises. Wow, now the stock went up to 40.39. Yeah, Paula, I've had the same type of, Paula says she had a discussion with someone from Trip. Show me what you made. He said he hasn't made anything. She said it was a scam. And then he got very belligerent. Marcus Wood, see you guys. Must sleep flight to Munich. Say hello to Munich. I lived in Bogenhausen for 3 months. Bye-bye, make money. Have a great flight. Have a good time in Alemania. Deutschland. All right, my friends, we're on the 2-hour mark. It was a long stream. Let's go out there and make more money this weekend. I do know we're making money for these guys. Hopefully they show us the love in return. But right now, you guys need to take care of yourselves. So go out, make more money. Thank you for checking in. Bayern Munich, yes. Much love to you all. Can we get thumbs up so we can leave? I can take a picture for the weekend. There we go. There we go. James is rolling. Marcus is rolling. Let's get some likes up so I can take a picture so we can set the frequency for the weekend. Okay, Elizabeth, we owe you that video. There we go. There we go. James Skidmore, everyone. There we go. I need more of those. Definitely need more of those. We need more of these so we can set the frequency for the weekend here. Just light up the room with emojis, friends. I'm going to take one last picture, and then we rock and roll and make money. Let's light it up. Light it up. Alamo City in the house. James in the house. Marcus in the house. Light it up, baby. Light it up. There we go. Robert, light. John Bloxham, light it up. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Thumbs up, everyone. Thank you. I hope your weekend is all thumbs up. Please report back to me on Monday how it was. Please drive safe out there. Garcia, Juan, Marcus, all of you guys, appreciate you being part of the live stream. And get out there and make some money now. It's Friday. We're heading into peak drive time right now. It's lunchtime. People are going for lunches, short little quick trips. Then you're going to talk after work. 4 p.m. rolls around, you're going to be busy, and then we're heading into the Friday night entertainment time, Saturday, and so on, so on. You know the drill. Make cash. Slick Nip says, I'll be going out driving soon. Good. Please drive safe, my friend. Gig job guy, please drive safe. Garcia, drive safe. Marcus, drive safe. All of you. Susan, drive safe. And go and make more of this, more cash. More dineros, more ruples, more euros, wherever you are, Australian dollars, US dollars. Go and make more of this. Have a good one. Ron Reagan says, another beautiful day in San Francisco. Cool. Heading up to Palo Alto. Drive safe up to Palo Alto. Paula Trigg. Eastern time, after 4 Eastern time, I'll be driving. Paula, drive safe out there. Have an amazing weekend. Hug your loved ones. Take care of yourself. Drink water. Go for walks. Stretch. Put some good supplements in your body. Keep your immune system up. If you're picking up from airports, consider getting your masks and just stay safe. Stay safe, folks. Have a great one. Enjoy.